enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
Einstein can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting? Tell me some of it.
Welcome to Boxing Boys Podcast.
Port Keys. Welcome to the Port Keys. Have you guys seen that guy that like he just cooks meat and fucking like he'll put a shot on top of the steak and then like pour a bunch of whiskey in that shit, take the shot and just grab the steak and bite it off the and he's like that Russian guy.
Yeah, he's like in the snow all the time and shit.
Yeah. And like that fool will chase ice with like fucking vodka and shit. Like he'll just chew a bunch of ice and take a big ass shot of vodka.
Oh god damn.
He's hardcore, huh?
That food's great. I think like almost everyone in Russia is great, pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of people
You have to be to survive in that motherfucker.
To survive in that tundra.
You have to be great at something to survive in Russia. I'll tell you that.
You have to be great at living.
And I think that's the thing about America too. I don't think there's too much greatness here. I mean, there is, but it's few and far between. I think there's a lot of.
I think a lot of the
I don't know if
greatness
there's a lot
here
of
is
great.
kind of overhyped. Like greatness to become a movie actor, I'd rather be something better than a movie actor. You know what I mean? Like as far as
Because like the culture in America has shifted. I think like back in the old school days, like the older people, they struggled a lot, but they embraced the American way. They embraced hard work. They embraced working for everything they had. And I think people don't do that much anymore. And I think like you can see that in sports. I think that's why in everything but football, the other parts of the world are starting to manufacture greatness in those specific sports. Like in basketball, it's the Europeans, Jokic and Doncic, like all these like and Giannis, like these fools aren't American. You know what I mean? Even Embiid, like when you look at UFC too, John Jones is the last great American that's still fighting. That's still great. And I think that's because the average American doesn't struggle into greatness anymore. And that's how you build greatness. You have to go through adversity. You have to be in uncomfortable situations your whole fucking life to get great. Like you have to break your mold constantly to be great.
Yeah.
I don't think America is that. It's not that culture anymore. It's all about comfort here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a comfortable generation. It's
Yeah.
and we're kind of in that spot where you remember when I told you about there's generations where there's the struggle generation that leads to those.
But that's a meme, right? It's like good times create bad men, and then bad men create bad times, which in turn creates good men again.
Yeah,
it's a cycle, right?
Yeah, and it just makes we're in a comfortable generation where everybody's just
we're in good times, baby. Shit, we riding the high right now, but that means everyone's bitches. You know what I mean?
But that inflation be fucking crazy right now.
Yeah, it is, huh? But gas is cheap again.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, it's just groceries is fucking.
No, it's good times just because we have every luxury at our fingertips.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You can do anything you want right now. Shit.
Yeah, such a trip, man. I wonder where.
I just gotta see what happens in this Israeli war.
I hope this generation lasts a long time.
I guess that's the thing that I wanna I stress to people listening is like, don't be scared to be uncomfortable. Greatness, everything you want is on the other side of uncomfort. It's on the other side of fear. It's on the other side of all these things that you don't want to embrace. Just like with everything, like greatness, like balance your life. Everything is about embracing what's there. It's not bad to have bad times. It's not bad to have to enjoy your good times. Embrace everything as it comes. And that goes for your emotions too. I mean, it's okay to be sad at things. It's okay to be angry at things. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay but you have to embrace everything and make sure it doesn't, give everything its due. Feel everything the way you're supposed to feel it, but don't become obsessed with any one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, man. It's hard when you are in a generation or just like you're surrounded by comfort, to be able to fucking break out of that and go and be uncomfortable on purpose. You know, like it's fucking. I don't know. That I think that's the biggest thing is like people just have that hard time getting that step, taking that first step, and it's like you don't have to, man. Really, not that bad. Once you do it, it's like a lot of in the most situations you end up going through it and being like, oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and you end up better because of it. And you know, and you like physically feel better about it. You like mentally, you're like, oh, I conquered it. You know, like you accomplished some stuff. So you
and
like,
now
really,
you know you could do that moving forward at any point too. It's like that's never going to stop you again. Like that's
You
never
just
going to be a
build on it.
roadblock in your road.
You do an inch today, 2 inches tomorrow, and pretty soon you're doing miles. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like small choices today are big impacts tomorrow, and that's what people don't understand. Like we live in a world full of comfort and instant gratification. Like if they can't enjoy the results now, then it's not worth it to a lot of people. You know what I mean? They don't understand that eating right today may not affect you today, but it'll affect you a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months, a year. You know what I mean? Like, because fat people will talk shit to you if you don't want to eat the shit they're eating.
Yeah. Call you a weirdo.
If everyone has burgers and you're the guy eating a salad, you know, people look at you a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't worry about those other people, huh? You're just trying to better yourself. That's all you need to focus on.
Yeah, focus on your own journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't get caught up in what everyone else is doing. Because if everyone around you is fat and stupid, why the fuck would you care about their opinions? You know what I mean?
What? You don't need to be like them. You don't need to follow the crowd. You can make your own way.
Not everyone's opinions
Stand
are
out.
worth listening to, or we even you know, like. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and their opinion probably has a profound impact on somebody else. But it doesn't have to be you. You don't have to care about what
Because
fucking
it's up to
opinion
you
what
whether you take that opinion in and accept it. Like
Yeah,
everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's up to you whether you want to take that into your, you know, existence, basically, of like, you know, I'm gonna think about this opinion. This opinion is gonna matter to me. Like
Yeah.
that's up to you at that point. So
I mean, it's okay to look up to people. It's okay to be inspired by people. And there are people opinions that you know you should respect, and those are the people that love you, you know, unconditionally, and you know who they are. I mean, listen to so and so that you know, someone that you from high school that you haven't fucking seen in 10 years, and you're sitting here worried about what they're thinking about you. That's not, you know, fuck that. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? It's the people every day, your wife, your parents, your fucking kids, your siblings. These are the people's opinions that matter. You know what I mean? Because they love you. Listen to the people that love you. Fuck the people who don't love you. You know what I mean?
the people that love you are only want the best for you. They want like, and it's such a cliche term. Like I hate when phrases like that get so used so many times that they become meaningless, you know? But like stuff like that is you know, they only want the best for you is like if you really fucking break it down, like they want you to succeed with like your marriage or like your relationships. They want you to succeed with your money. They want you to succeed. They want you to succeed in every way possible. That's how unconditional love is. I'm rooting for you for everything. I want you to win every little situation, every little battle, every breath of your life. I want you to win that shit because I love the fuck out of you, you know?
And I know
like,
you can do it.
Yeah. And people don't like, they'll hear something like that. And it like, especially young people, they'll hear stuff like that and it goes in one ear and out the other because they won't think about it. It won't process. It goes in one ear, they fucking have it for like a split second and it's gone out. Where like something like that, where it's I love you unconditionally, or I want the best for you, phrases like this, they should be digested. They should be put inside you and really like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean that this person loves me unconditionally? And think about it and understand, like I said, they want you to win everything, every situation. They just want you to be the best you can be, you know?
It's very powerful to respect those people and to be grateful for them and to embrace them. You know what I mean? To acknowledge them. And that's the thing too, is people you have to be self-aware in your lives. You know, look at the good and look at the bad. Don't ignore any part of it. You know, be grateful for the good and, you know,
Learn from the bad.
Learn from the bad. Yeah. You know, grow from the bad. I mean, there's so many people that, you know, that don't want to look inward. They like the world. I'm not having a good time here because of everything around me, but they don't understand that it's them. You know what I mean? That they're the reason why you know they're not successful. They're the reason why they're not happy, why they're not in shape, why they're whatever. Those people usually blame the world before they blame themselves. Great people always look inward before they look outward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, great people know where their faults are, and they know that they're not going to get fixed unless they fix them themselves.
Or they know where the traps are, of life. They know how to avoid the
Exactly.
traps
And
of
like,
life.
don't get like one of the things that people lose their lives to is thinking, oh, that happened to everyone else, but it's not going to happen to me. I'm special. I'm the exception. No one is special. This is the thing. Listen, and this is the thing I want people to listen. Like, listen to when I say this. You are not special. What makes you special is how you work, is how you treat every day. That's what makes you special. No one is born special. Very little. Well, there are some people that are born just naturally great. That those people are few and far between. Don't think you're one of them, but put in the work that you need to make your life what you want it to be. That's what you have to do. It's not going to happen because you think you're special. It's going to happen because you make it happen.
Yeah,
So many people
especially-
sit on their pockets. Oh, I'm praying. I'm praying for this. I'm praying for that. Good. Pray all you want. Prayer is good. Meditation, reflection, all these things are good. But work. Most of your time should be set time aside every day to be great, to work towards your goals, to work on yourself. Make sure you do that every single fucking day. And then people will start saying you're special instead of you saying you're special. And that's how you know it's working. You know what I mean?
like manifesting things is not going to happen. Like I even had this problem when I was younger. Like I used to think, I didn't think things were going to be handed to me, but I thought life would give you breaks sometimes. And like I thought shit would just like be good for you at some point, without you, like with you, like you could focus on other things, and then just every now and then you catch a lucky break or some shit, and it just does not fucking happen. Like you have to make things happen. You have to do it. Like nobody, everybody, you have to figure everybody else has their own life, right? And within their life, they're dealing with their own struggles and hoping for their own breaks and hoping for, they're on this one track where, they're just 100%. That's what they're dealing with. Nobody's going to come save your life. Like nobody has the fucking time to.
Yeah. No one gives a shit.
Yeah. And you have to focus on yourself. You have to do for yourself. You have to, you have to take the steps. Nobody's going to make you take the steps for you, It's just.
And that's the thing too, is like once you start doing things for yourself, other people will want to be part of that movement. And then they'll start helping you, and they'll start doing things for themselves. It becomes infectious. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Don't wait to be inspired. You be the inspiration if you can't find anything around you. I mean, so many people have told me, "Oh, how do I be like you? I wish I could be like you." And the thing is like I'm not special, bro. I fucking do it every day. like when people see me, they think I just show up and it's happened miraculously to me. Like, no, bro, it's fucking hours and hours and hours of work. It's fucking weeks and months and of me doing this shit. Now it's years. It's years of me fucking doing this shit every single fucking day. That's why I have money in my pocket. That's why I look the way that I do. That's why everything is a product of work for fucking years. It didn't just fucking happen. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what people don't want to hear. That. I mean, people think there's like a supplement that you could take to get skinny, or a special link that I clicked on the internet to get this, get the job I do, or I worked for all this shit. You know what I mean? And you guys got to work for it too. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen unless you fucking get up every day and fucking make it happen. And you
And
can.
it's not gonna
Why can't you?
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it is possible. You can get it done. You just have to put in the work to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Like if you're not going to do it, it's never going to happen. It's as simple as that. If you're not going to do it, it's never going to happen, man.
If you never try, you'll never know.
Even this podcast, right? Like we had talked about this for a while. Like we would mention it every now and then or whatever. One day we were like, should we just do this? And we're like, yeah, everybody was like, sure, we'll do it. And then, we invested a lot. We fucking put a lot of time in. We researched everything. How long did this take us? Like 6 months of planning to even start this? Like it took a lot of work.
It ended up being a lot more difficult than what we had initially
A lot more
thought.
difficult than we thought. Yeah.
But like we didn't give up on that either. I mean, there's gonna be times like that when that happens in your life too. You're gonna have a plan, and then you hit the first thing you do, you hit a wall. And then you fucking figure that out and you hit another one. You're gonna do that. If you want something bad enough, you'll bypass every wall, you'll jump over every bump, you'll make sure that shit fucking happens. And because the beauty of America is that whatever you want, if you're willing to put in the work and if you're willing to figure it out, you're gonna get there. And that's a guarantee. But like that's what's gonna separate you from everyone else is how hard how much you want that shit every single fucking day. Because there's gonna be like, this is one thing that I've learned, and this is one thing that I've actually learned from Joe Rogan, is you're not gonna wake up every day motivated, but you can wake up every day disciplined. Hardly ever do I wake up and I want motivated to do the things that I have to fucking do, but I get them done, and you can't tell the difference whether I'm motivated or not. Because it's your body gets acclimated to things, just like your body it starts yearning for that junk food, it starts yearning to sit on its ass and all that shit. It's because you trained it to be that way. You could train it the opposite. You could train it to yearn for exercise. You could train it to yearn for nourishment. You could train your brain to yearn for fucking challenge. You could train yourself. Your body and your mind and your spirit are very trainable, malleable things. And like what your body, mind, and spirit take the shape of is up to you. And your wants and your desires and your drive. Your life is your product. And what it looks like is because of you. There's nothing, some people get struck by lightning or hit by cars. But if that didn't happen to you and your life doesn't suck as a shit like that, it's your choices that's holding you down. You know what I mean? Like, what are some things that you guys try to implement into your daily life? Or like, is there any kind of like daily inspiration or daily motivation? And that, like, that's one of those things too.
Just like push through the day. Like the day's not over until you go to bed. Just fucking push through.
Like back in the day, like, that's another thing, like Steve said, one of those things that just, is desensitized. Like, you're a bitch, motherfucker. Whoever's listening to that, you are a bitch. Don't think you're not. Until you prove otherwise. Hi, everyone says no one's gonna say that they're a bitch, but then why are there all these bitch ass motherfuckers out here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bitching about everything, huh?
Yeah. I'm not a bitch. Yeah, they just do bitch shit all day.
Yeah.
Do
But you
bitch
think
shit.
everybody else in the world is a bitch, but you're a bitch too. Yeah.
And we could say this too. Well, personally, I'm a bitch. I know I'm a bitch. That's why I do everything to not be a bitch.
Yeah.
That's when I try hard not to be one. Shit.
Very little is, we'd wake up and we're fucking, Joe Rogan or fucking David Goggins and shit. You know what I mean?
We were talking
we're
about
bitches.
that. We were talking about that yesterday. How like having a little baby is like, it's hard to believe that a child would live in the wilderness with like, as cavemen and stuff. Because it's like human beings in general are fucking bitches. Like they're like, if you see a baby, it's the most weak, softest, like most like
vulnerable thing
in the world. Human beings are so vulnerable, bro. Like nobody's hard. Nobody's like a superhero out here. Calm down.
We ain't got no claws or thick skin.
And motherfuckers will be 45 years old, still as vulnerable as a fucking baby, just, able to bitch about their life instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could just vocally say it this time.
That's the difference between you and a fucking baby is you could fucking complain about that shit.
They just cry about it. You complain about it.
And you know how to drive and, fucking maybe cook an egg or something, you know what I mean? But shit, like you just as useful as a newborn baby. And that's the thing is like there's another saying, like the worst place to be is in the same place that you were a year ago. That's like a saying. So like if you're doing the same shit you're doing last year, you're not doing this shit right. Or I guess there's no right or wrong, but you know what I mean? Don't complain when your life sucks. You know what I mean? Or it is the way that it is, or you don't have things that you want, or you're not the way that you want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should cringe. You should look back out at the things you're saying and doing a year from now and cringing at it and like having a little bit of not regret, but you're like, fuck, I'm in a way different place now. It's crazy that I was doing that back then.
Like last year, like we were barely buying like single packs. Like this is a stupid example, but we were barely buying single packs of Pokemon cards last year. Now we're out here buying booster boxes like every other fucking weekend and shit. Like one or two every other fucking weekend.
Yeah, that's progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if you're smoking one crack rock now, smoke two next week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're going down that path. Yeah, if you're going down that path, go down it, motherfucker. Go down.
Yeah, like Steve was saying, do that shit with your full ass. Do everything with your full ass or don't do it at all. You know what I mean? Find something to put your passion into. If you want to suck a dick, then suck the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
Become the world's best.
Yeah.
Shit.
Become the world's best. Or at least the best that you know of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, otherwise you're wasting time. Wasting everybody's goddamn time out here. Half-assing these things. Get your shit right. Start giving it your all.
Yeah, for real. Huh.
For real.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't be wasting everybody's fucking time. Fucking buckle down, get your shit done, and everything will be fucking gravy.
But I don't know. Guess make sure you're happy too. I guess that's the thing you got to balance is the things you want and the things you need. You know what I mean? If your mind
Yeah.
can't take it, then don't do it, baby. Don't push yourself. You know what I mean? Go
Yeah.
because that's
Find another
productive
avenue
too.
to take.
Yeah, that's
But I
productive
thought
too. Is
you should
taking a
be
rest.
pushing yourself to where your mind is getting fatigued. Not that you fucking like your body or like
Your mind is just
or
being
shit like
blown
that.
poorly.
Yeah, like or just being lazy or just do like we said, doing it half-assed. You should be doing it to the point where like, okay, this is getting a lot now, and then you have to be able to recognize that though too. But recognize it and then
And then analyze what
that's
you
when you
just
should
did
be
too.
taking your rest and stuff and rejuvenating so that you can go do it again. And when you rest and rejuvenate, you should be reflecting like, okay, I'm getting better at this, so that the next time you start an even better, situation, you're like more knowledgeable about it, bam, and then tomorrow you're better, and the next day, same thing,
Like that's actually why
Push
we
yourself.
didn't record a pod for a long time. I had to do that. I got super overwhelmed with everything that I was trying to do. And I know what it is. You could grind yourself into a fucking nub, and then you ain't shit. You know what I mean? Then you're really fucked. Like you're really missing out on time and production. And it's okay to take a step back and re-up on your energy, re-up on your motivation, re-up on re-up on life. Like that's the reason why you work so hard is because you want to love life and enjoy life for as long as you can.
Yeah. So
You know what
take
I mean?
that time for life.
Life is 1,000 times more enjoyable when you're fucking successful, when you're motivated, when you're fucking passionate. That's what life is about. That's you as a human being. That's what separates you from a fucking dog. Is you're able to fucking be passionate and your choices affect the world in a big way. If you're just sitting around eating and shitting and pissing, like that's you're wasting your humanity doing that shit. I love it, man. Like that's the thing too. All you guys are worthy of everything. You guys are worthy of greatness. You guys are worthy of success. You guys are worthy of passion. You guys are worthy of all this. You just have to deem yourself so. You have to deem yourself worthy. No one else is gonna give you that fucking that worthiness except for yourself. No one's gonna come up and say, "Hey, you matter." Or I guess except for the Box Day boys. You know what I mean? We'll tell you that. You know what I mean? We love you,
I'll
dog.
tell you that. We try to spread that motivation everywhere, dog. You matter.
I'll raise
dog.
you up. You know what I mean? I'll get them panties off you and tell you how great you is. You know what I mean? That's just something I'll do for you. You know what I mean?
Let
Try to
me
make
show
you
you
feel
how
better.
great you are.
But the average person doesn't give a fuck about you, and you're not great to them. So, do it for yourself.
That's why you come to
Yeah.
the Box Day boys. We out
Yeah.
there to see you.
Get some love.
Positivity and love, man, because you fucking deserve it.
You do deserve it, and I hope you understand. Everyone out there, we love you, and there's people that love you. There's people that are counting on you and that want the best for you. Live for those people, as we said before, and you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like think about all the time that you want to spend, fucking with the people around you. We all want to be here with each other for as long as possible. That's why we got to make those decisions to, give ourselves the best chance at being able to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love that. Hey, let's take a quick break, man. I got to pee real quick, and then we'll get right back to it. Check out this commercial for Lurk Designs. Peace out. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Zamora back at it again. Season 3 of Box Day Boys podcast. First of all, thank you so much for enjoying the season. But new season means a new commercial. So, I had to do it right. Got that new Lurk on, feeling fresh. Got that fine work on me. Make sure you go and get yours right now, okay? That's Lurk Designs, all right? lurkdesigns.bigcartel.com. He's got shirts, he's got hoodies, he's even got prints and hats. I'm telling you, it's all right there, convenient, ready to go, and it's all at a great price, a super low price. But I understand money ain't right, you know what I'm saying? Go to the bank account, you ain't got that type of dough. It's all good, man. I'm gonna hit you with a promo code. That's our boy. Go and put in BS Boys. That's BSBOYS for 15% off your next purchase at lurkdesigns.bigcartel.com. All right, go get you some Lurk, man, because you ain't right without it.
And that's the thing too, is also people make sure that you're authentic with yourselves. Like, cause then you attract the right things into your life if you're true to yourself and if you be the best you could be.
You attract the type of person that you portray yourself as. So like if you try to act like you're fucking I don't know, what's like a cliche person or something. Like if you
Like if
try
you're
to,
super negative, that's what the things you're gonna attract is. You know what I mean?
yeah, if you're
Try to be
negative,
gangster, you're gonna come across some real gangsters that are gonna fuck you up.
Or
yep.
stab you.
Yeah, you ain't gonna like it.
And if you ain't a real gangster, then that ain't gonna work.
Well, you'll find that out quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will sock the shit out you.
But
And
if
be
you
like,
ain't
no,
all this shit,
I'm not good at
don't
this.
try to be it. Just be what you are already.
Yeah, and like what you put out into the world, what you put out into like the atmosphere is what you get back from it. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's so powerful to just. I know positivity is kind of like corny. I think it's not corny, but to be like positive at everything, because I think you're supposed to embrace lightness with darkness. You're supposed to embrace negativity with positivity. Like I think any one thing. Well, some people could just be positive 24/7, but you should always be optimistic, and you should never be never count yourself out. Never give up. That's what you should have in abundance and infinite amounts of is just effort. Because that's the only thing you could really control at the end of the day is your effort and your the amount of passion that you put out. You know what I mean? That's the only thing you can control. So make sure it's in abundance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever you're working on at the moment, you just like focus on, commit to it, embrace it. Basically, you have to embrace whatever it is that you're focused on and like fully commit to it. Like I said, man, like we were saying earlier, it's just like if you're not doing that, it's a waste of time. It really is a waste of everybody's time. Like we were joking about fucking smoking crack as much as you can or whatever, but like if you are going to commit to something and like I said, embrace it and commit to it 100% and like go at it. If you're half-assing, it's a complete waste of time. Like there's no reason to do it at that point because you're not going to succeed with it. And there's no, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this.
But time is a very valuable resource. So like you have to use it correctly. You have to be able to manage it correctly. So like doing something with half of your ass, all you're doing is wasting your time. And that's time that you can never get back.
Yeah.
So make sure
you could be focusing on other things, basically.
Yep.
Like you could be doing other stuff that you would be fully committed to or fully embracing And
if you know you can't do it, then don't even try it because then you're just going to waste your time. Like if you know it's something you want to do,
I feel like there's not much a person can't do though. Like most people, like I was thinking about this the other day because there was a lot of talk on my Twitter about women's sports and men's sports and like the difference between them and stuff like that and stuff. So I put this thing where this guy put out TikTok saying he wants to see a state high school boys team, like a state champion boys basketball team, play the WNBA champions and to see who would win, right? And I was like, oh, that'd be pretty interesting. Like that'd be to see what would actually happen, And like people went on there and they were like, well, Serena Williams one time played like the 203rd best men's tennis player and lost. And then I was like, oh shit, like that's a fucking big disparity. And then I saw like the Aces biggest player was like 6'4", 225. And I was like, oh, like they're a high school basketball team. They'll have like this, like a California State high school basketball team. They'll have dudes on there that are 6'9", 6'10", 7 foot shit. Like, that might be a fucking big thing too. And it was just like, if my daughter was growing up, right, and she came to me and was like, Daddy, I want to be the best basketball player in the world. Like I want to be better than Michael Jordan. To me, there's nothing that's stopping her. Like you can have all these fucking stats and all these things about like, women can't be better than men at sports and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I fully commit. If my daughter was like had it in her heart and I could see that she had it in her heart, I would fully 100% commit my life to that. I'd be like, you want to be the best basketball player in the world? Let's do it. Like I will do everything I can to get you there, and you do everything you can to get you there, and then we'll try it. And if you can't get to it, then you're still going to be a pretty damn good basketball player, or anything like that. If she said I wanted to come and be,
well, even if you're not, even if you can't do it, try it. Because what else? Yeah. Try to make it. Try to do something. Yeah. Try to be great. Try to be passionate.
But the point is, like, to me, I feel like human beings are capable of like anything. I think if you can, like, if you really put your mind to something and you commit your life to it, I don't see even with that, like telling a little girl that she could be better than Michael Jordan at basketball, telling a I don't know, any like a
Yeah,
poor
the
kid
sky's
that
the limit
they
for
can't
anything.
become the greatest doctor of all time. That anything like that. Like I think human people and that goes back to our beginning point of like if you're uncomfortable with something, it's going to make you better at it. Like you have to constantly put yourself in discomfort. That's why people who do come from the slums and stuff end up becoming so successful at stuff that they do, because they've lived a life of uncomfort and they don't want to see that again. Like I was telling Mariah earlier, because she's doing a nursing job, right? Like she's nursing over at I think St. Anthony, and she's like they have her doing like shit jobs. Like they have her cleaning up like the throw up and the shit and like just doing the worst parts and stuff. And she's like, I want to quit and I want to go find this other job and stuff. And everybody in my family is like, oh, it's okay. Go ahead, go look for another job. They shouldn't be treating you like this and all this stuff. And I took her and I was like, listen, I was like, I want you to hold on to this for probably at least a year. If you can hold on to this for a year, this is going to make you so much better. And she was like, well, I don't want to. It sucks. Like, this is a terrible job. And I was like, 10 years from now, you're going to have a great job. Regardless, you could leave now and you're going to end up with that great job. You can do this and you're going to end up with that great job. It's not about that. I was like, but when you're at that great job, you're going to be way more satisfied at it because you're going to look back at your life and think 10 years ago, I was cleaning up shit and throw up off the floor. Like when I first started this, for a whole year, I had to do that shit and I'm never going back to that. Like never. So I'm going to accept this. I'm going to love this. And she was like, well, okay. And I was like, just think about it. Like, that's how it's going to be. And you have to go through stuff like that to make that experience more valuable to you, and cherish
You
it.
just put yourself to the mud sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
how you get a
especially
diamond, bro.
them,
You
they haven't
pressure
had to
it.
go through a lot of adversity. They haven't, my sister's done very well to keep them, in like the best schools and doing everything she can for them. They never really struggled with anything. So this is like really her first piece of adversity in her life is like real adversity,
Yeah.
build character,
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
You just can't give up. That's the one thing. You can't give up.
Go get yourself an addiction and see how your life is. Either you're gonna overcome that shit or it's gonna kill you, and then you'll see what type of person you are.
Fuck. I overcame all my addictions for the most part, except for nicotine.
We might need to cut that. That's kind of fucking. That's true, but maybe
No.
people don't want to hear that. That's what I'm saying. Because you're gonna get to a point. You're gonna come to a junction in your life at some point, and maybe repeatedly. I don't know. Everyone's life is different, but you're gonna get to a junction where you're either gonna crumble by the things that are happening to you, or you're gonna fucking rise up to them and rise above them. And that's gonna be. The world is very black and white in that manner, because you'll get to that point. You'll get to the point where you're either gonna stand or you're gonna crumble, and that's your choice. What happens to you may not be of your choosing, but what happens after that will always be up to you. So if things are hard now, stand up to that shit. Stand up to that shit every single fucking day. If you're saying I don't have enough money, I'm living check to check, do blah blah blah, then make every single day your hustle. You know what I mean? Fucking make sure you don't wake up a year from now still struggling to eat fucking food or struggling to keep your fucking lights on or struggling to keep a roof over your head. If that's your problem now, then make it a point to for it to not be your problem fucking months from now, a year from now. And set deadlines for yourself. Set expectations for yourself. Don't say, "Oh yeah, one day I want to do this." Say, "No, I'm trying to do this shit by this time." You know what I mean? And make it a fucking goal. Remember that deadline every single day. You know what I mean? Write that shit down somewhere. Like if the first thing you do is wake up and look at your fucking ceiling, put that shit on your fucking ceiling. You know what I mean? Like make sure you fucking know what your goals are every single fucking day. And never lose track of what you want for your life. You know what I mean? It's a very powerful thing to do is to see your fucking dreams in front of you. See your dreams in a physical form. Write that shit down. You know what I mean?
Scheduling, I think, is another big thing too. Yeah. Managing your time. It's not scheduling. It's managing your time in a more productive manner. That's one thing I had to learn a lot too. Was growing up is like I used to do a lot of things on the whim. I'd be like, "Oh, I thought of this, so let me start doing it." And just shit like that. And then sometimes, when you're on a whim like that, you'll think about it, and then you just be like, "Don't feel like it right now. It'll pop up in my head later again, and I'll do it then." and you just never end up thinking about it or doing it, you know. And I had somebody tell me one time, a short pen is better than a long memory. Like whenever you have something, an idea, a plan, anything like that, write that shit down, man. We got fucking phones sitting in our hands 24 fucking 7 with a notes thing in it or a text thing. All these ways to
You
record
can
things.
just talk that shit in your phone and record it.
Yeah, audio recording. It's literally made to record everything for you. Like use that shit, man. Write your plans, write your ideas, write, because I'm telling you, all that stuff escapes you. It's how life is. It's just gonna end up going away at some point.
So like, who are some people that inspire you guys, or ideals, or fucking situations? Like, I guess what do you guys draw inspiration from?
My mom and Paul,
I draw a lot of
because
inspiration
they're
from
the
my mom and Paul,
embodiment.
too.
For me, they're the embodiment of you can come from any background, and you can do anything you fucking set your mind to.
Yeah.
Like that to me is like they're the perfect story. Like he came from this town, from nothing, and now he's where he is. Like
Yeah,
they
he
are
used to have
like
to
the
dig
best
trenches, like
motivation.
irrigation trenches in a fucking
He
farm
was
for like
digging
$3 an
graves and
hour.
shit.
Yeah.
And now he's the VP of a fucking
Like
of an
a
engineering
fucking
company.
engineering company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy. Like, it's like you can do anything you want. You just have to put in the work, and it's gonna suck,
Like
but you can do it.
one time we were talking, I think like we went out to dinner, we went out, no, it was breakfast. We went out to breakfast, just me and Linda with your mom and Paul. And fucking he's like, I'm trying to get your sister to stop buying houses.
Yeah,
And
and
like
that's
that's
the
just
one
like that's one of the
thing.
problems they have is my sister won't stop buying fucking property and shit. Yeah,
Because
and they came from nothing, you know what I mean? And like, my sister she didn't come from nothing. And like we all like, they come from very humble backgrounds, but because of their hard work and because of their decisions and because of their diligence to make their lives better, they're
and because of the life that
they're
the
good,
way
man.
the way that their life went, with having me too, with mom being a single mom for a while, like
Yeah,
she
for a long
had
time.
no choice but to put in the work and get things done, and that's what
Yeah.
drove her. And like even after the fact, even after I turned 18 and moved out and did my own thing, she was still putting in her work because she wanted to have the life that she wanted with Paul. Like they were both
Yeah.
still putting in the work because they still wanted to do those things that they wanted to do.
And your mom is a very powerful woman. Like she's just a very powerful fucking person. Like when she's determined, like I don't know, that's like I drew a lot of inspiration from her. Just like in all of my
Nothing
journey,
can
like
stop
I
her.
always go back to her. Yeah, like when I need good life advice or when I need to hear like something to pick me up, I always call your mom, and she'll always send me back on the right path. You know what I mean? She's a very powerful person. Her and Paul are
And then Paul will
such
help
powerful
me.
people.
Like Paul helps me understand like the way the world actually works
Yeah.
because
I
he's
know, and like,
fucking
there's no
seen
problem
it.
too big for him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's because like he's that. So he's gonna get it done regardless of what it looks like. You know what I mean? Regardless of how crazy it is, how big of a problem, like he'll get it
he
done.
gonna get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he wants to see what it looks like finished rather than complain about how hard it's gonna be. Like he wants to see
Yeah.
that it look nice. He's like, I don't give a fuck what I have to do. It's gonna look good when I'm done.
And that
And
yeah
like
that
that's
that's the
like the
thing
such
too is like
beautiful
people complain
mentality
about
too.
the work that needs to be done instead of actually doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
fuck, this sucks. This is a lot of shit. Blah, 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 blah. Well, fucking start doing something, motherfucker. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Every
once you're
second that
done,
you're
y'all
sitting
here
there
to be
complaining
happy.
about it, it's not getting done. So like
Yeah.
if you just get it done, then you won't have shit to complain about no more, and it's not going to be on your mind.
Yeah. And like Paul's like that, like, and he's actually taught me a lot. Like I learned a lot of that from him too. Is like just getting shit done, and like no matter
Problem
what it looks like,
solving.
just fucking get it
Yeah.
done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
you, Steve? Who inspires you?
A lot of people, man. The world's full of great fucking people.
And of course, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen.
Had to throw that in there, just so you know.
Yeah.
I was earlier. I was thinking because we were talking about something. I think it was just taking stuff step by step, and I was thinking about this quote from Nipsey Hussle earlier, where he was talking about you go like everybody thinks that you're just gonna have a wall one day, when the truth is like if you lay a brick down and you make sure that brick is perfect, right? You lay it down, you make sure it's all good. You spend the day working on that brick. And then the next day you do the next one and make sure that one's good. And it takes a while, but you're going to end up, it's going to through time, that wall is going to be built up and it's going to be even better than you thought. If you actually spend the time going through and just making sure each day you spend time on that one brick, and
I like that story a lot because like what resonates with me is like the success and the way things are, like the chain of events is a very linear process. So like the thing that comes, like the thing before the next always is affected by the previous thing. So like when me and Rob one time were helping our Uncle Paul build a fence, and so he told us to put up the planks. He showed us how to put up the first one and the second one, he's like, go ahead and do it. So we started putting them up, but we were never paying attention to the screws on the previous plank. We were just putting them wherever we thought. And at the end of it, we took a step back and we maybe did half a fence, and the screws went like this. They started sloping. And by the time we fucking caught on to it, we were fucking like, the screw from the beginning was about a foot lower than, the screw at the end was a foot. Like there was a foot difference between the first plank and the last plank. And Uncle Paul came up, he's like, that's why you got to pay attention to the one fucking before that shit. Like always go off of your fucking last screw. And like that, you have to make sure, like, do it day by day and do it right day by day, or else you're going to end up at a slope, or it's not going to look the way it's supposed to look. And it's not going to feel the way it's supposed to feel. Like Steve said, brick by brick, screw by screw, build your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And do it right. And it's going to last forever. It's going to have structural integrity, just like a wall would, or a fence. You know what I mean?
And at first it's intimidating because you're sitting there thinking, because the human brain is conditioned to just like sit there and look at, like, if it was just take the wall ideal, right? You're sitting there and you're just looking at the floor and all you're thinking is, fuck, there's got to be a whole wall here. Like a whole fucking wall, like, but you're not building that wall in that day, that wall is going to come with time. So you just have to think about today, what is my step to building a wall? What is the brick I have to make to build this wall? How do I perfect this brick? And like I said, every day that you do it, you come up with a better process. So like, even with this, like editing or something, because I'm learning how to do editing on here for our pods and the sports show. And every day I learn like a little trick, and I'm, and it's making me faster the next day. So that the next day I'm a little bit better at editing, and then another trick, boom. Or even on Canva, I'm learning how to use different, a video for this goes with an image from here, and this, and then you can splice them together this way and change the transparency. You just learn all these little tricks, and each day you just get a little bit better at it, And every day your brick is just even more perfect, and it ends up looking at the wall, and you look at the first brick, and you're like, damn, I thought I was perfect on that first brick, and that brick is shitty. Look at this last brick.
Don't be scared of climbing mountains and shit. Don't be scared of building walls just because you got to put down the first brick. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Don't be intimidated, man. Don't be intimidated.
When I used to work at a feed mill, it was a 3-man team. It was me, my nephew Mike, who he used to bag the shit. He used to be on, like, pressing a little pedal. He holds the bag, he presses the pedal, the feed drops in the bag. It's 50-pound bags, usually 35-pound, like, big bags of fucking horse feed, chicken feed. But he'd be the guy at the beginning of the process. He got the big hopper, press the pedal, fill the bag, send it down the line. And then it comes down, it drops to the table, and I'm that guy. I'm the guy that lifts the fucking bags and puts them on pallets, and I have to palletize them. I stack them in a certain way. We palletize them. And then our third guy would be on a forklift. He'd go take it, scan it, put in the racking. You know what I mean? So it's a 3-man team. And this is a very fucking strenuous job. I mean, this is the most labor-intensive job I've had. I mean, when I say 50 pounds, I'm lifting 50 pounds maybe 30, 40 times in 1 minute. Like, I'm straight up just grabbing 50-pound bags and going like this with them, stacking them on fucking pallets. So, like, when we show up every day, we look at our fucking schedule, and if that shit says 16 ton of fucking product, guess who's lifting that? It's me. It's one fucking guy lifting that shit. And that was my job, was to lift. When I hear 16 ton of fucking feed that we're bagging and stacking that day, that's me. That's Mike. That's the third guy. There's only 3 of us doing this shit. And I woke up every day with this wall that Steve was talking about, right? And like, when you lift that 50 pounds that first time, you're like, fuck, I got 8 hours of this shit. I got 8 hours of lifting this shit. But at the end of the day, bro, we're hooting and hollering. We're fucking slamming. Like, we were hyped every single fucking night, because that's hard fucking work, bro. Like after my first work there, my first day there, I don't know, my first week, I had fucking blisters on every single one of my fingers. I had blisters underneath my fucking fingernails because of like just doing that shit. And after doing it for, a month, 2 months, like my hands were calloused. Like my body was fucking starting to feel like my body would yearn for that shit. Like, and that's the thing is that the beginning of the process is always going to suck. Your first day is going to fucking suck ass. But don't let that shit stop you from doing it your second day, your third day, your fourth day. Because I'm telling you, when you've been doing that shit for a while, it's going to feel good. And you're going to love doing it. But don't let that first day distract you from all the blessings that day 100 have, that day 365 have, that day, whatever. Don't let day number 1 stop you from fucking
You can't
what you
skip
want.
day 1. Day 1 will always be there. You have to go through day 1 because day 2 is going to be 1% easier. Day 3 is going to be 1% easier than that. Day 4 is going to be 1% easier than that. But you have to get through day 1. You have to take those steps, man. Especially like even just like the first week is going to suck. The first month is going to suck. The first, the first of whatever it is going to suck. But the second, not as bad. The third of whatever it is, it's not as bad. It's just time, man. And you got to dedicate to it.
Just gotta put in the work, and you got to keep up with it. You can't put your head down.
Don't be scared of work.
You know who else is
scared
pretty
of hard work.
inspirational, surprisingly? Mike Tyson.
He's fucking. You don't become the greatest at something if you're not motivated to fucking superhuman heights.
Yeah,
he's super inspirational.
He says some crazy stuff, huh? And then you like the crazy thing about him too is like he says stuff in such a simple way, but it's so digestible. Like the way he says stuff is like I just feel like anybody who listens to it can resonate with it, no matter how dumb you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter how rich you are. Like he's been all those things. He really has. Like that fool's been the dirtiest, poorest, dumbest, the whatever, and he's like the richest and the craziest. He's been the fucking. He's the smartest.
The greatest.
Sometimes. He's the greatest. Like it's crazy, man. Like he's lived all those lives. He's the most extreme person ever in almost every aspect.
And that's how we're all supposed to live. Is like that. You know what I mean? We're all supposed to be he does everything with his fucking full ass. Yeah. That's why like he's like a world-renowned pigeon fucking raiser and shit. Like that fool don't take no shortcuts. He don't ever fucking stop. If he's doing it, it's fucking great. You know what I mean? And we could all get ourselves to that point, I think. Because like I don't know, because I feel the same way. Like when I used to drink, I used to drink. I wasn't here to socialize and shit. I'm trying to fucking throw up and sock shit and cry. Let's fucking drink.
I wasn't trying to get a good buzz. I was trying to get
drank.
Mixed.
Yeah. Like and when I was a piece of shit, I came here to be a piece of shit, homie. I'm not here to fucking pop a few bubbles. I'm here to piss on things. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to see what the bottom of that bottle looks like. Shit.
Yeah. And like that's funny. That's something I was talking to my mom about. I was like, because like my daughter, bro, I haven't seen her get hungry. I haven't seen her refuse a bottle. And like if I give her, she's supposed to only be in 3 ounces, and sometimes I go a little bit over, see what happens. And she finishes everything, like regardless, like she'll be sitting there like hiccuping and fucking, but she just stays drinking. And that's why I told my mom, I was like, damn, just like her fucking dad and her grandma, she hasn't met a bottle she doesn't want to finish. You know what I mean? So it's like it's about the point of the story is do everything with your fucking full ass, even if it's getting drunk, because it's kind of fun.
Or drinking milk as a baby.
Yeah, if you're a baby and you're fucking not finishing your bottles, you suck.
If you're a baby listening to this podcast right now, drink your milk.
Be great. You know what I mean? I know you're a baby, but that's just an excuse. Be great.
Yeah. You're fully capable. Get your ass up and start drinking the whole thing.
I can't even fucking see. I see 8 inches in front of my face. So what? Stevie Wonder can't see shit.
Yeah.
You know,
well, guess what?
Stop him from
your dream's only 7 inches in front of you.
Greatness is only 3 inches in front of you. Shit.
Yeah. It's whatever you can touch.
That's whatever
your little phalanges can get to.
So those are some great 3 inches. Oh yeah. Shit.
Oh, that's what I'm destined for? Bet.
3 inches away from that head, that's greatness. We used to do that shit constantly. Like we just be talking on some crazy, real serious, mind fucking bending shit and just crack jokes. You know what I mean?
Oh fuck.
Just
Like
change the
so many
temperature.
people are just so boring. Like some people are just like they love falling into just like redundant fucking routine things.
Well,
I mean, it's
NPCs,
cool.
man.
It's structure. Like always implement structure, but do it creatively with passion, and it's always gonna look great. You know. What I mean, it's always gonna look like fun, and it's gonna be fun
Yeah,
to be successful. You know what I mean?
yeah. Put some spunk in your fucking within your structure, man.
Do that shit and do it like you do it all the time, and do it like you fucking love it.
Like
You
you're
know what I
scared
mean? Every
to
single fucking time.
have structure because you're fucking scared it's gonna be boring. That's because you're boring, and
You're
you need
boring.
yeah. So maybe structure some time around becoming more interesting.
Read something. Read Dr. Seuss. You know what I mean? That'll make you
Yeah.
interesting, I think.
Yeah. There's some good rhyming words in there. Lots of colors.
Watch
Reading
Harry
is
Potter.
a very integral part in seriousness. That shit is
Bing.
yeah. People should read more.
Huh.
That's big facts. Motherfuckers
I need to
start
read more.
shit. Yeah, I need to read more too. But
I read
every time I read, I'm like way happy that I did. And I'm like, oh.
Me too.
But everybody thinks like the same thing. It's like I don't want to read a book, and then you read, and then you feel way better afterwards. It's like exercising.
Yeah, it's
Fucking,
like you
you
can't
know.
wait to jump back in whenever you put it
Yeah.
down. You're like, fuck, I don't even want to put it down. I just want to finish this shit.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Why is reading so much better, huh? Like, why is that so good? I don't know why.
It's because we can
like
it
like
is.
with us being like older and having probably just a more developed brain. It's just we can actually just like picture it and imagine it and see it and like
It's just like
think
food
like,
for your
damn,
brain, huh? Your brain just
yeah.
digests it, and like even
It
after you
just
read it, the shit
loves
just sits
it,
in your
dog.
dome
Yeah.
piece,
You're
digesting.
just
for a little
letting
bit.
it drink water, dog, and it's been dehydrated for its whole life, kind of thing.
It's the water to my withered soul. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's that spark that starts the fire.
Yeah. You always feel like a better person afterwards too.
Yeah.
It's
So I
lovely.
think like just and another thing, do motherfuckers drink water still? Is that a thing?
Mm.
I don't know, but
I
we
do.
should speak on that because I'm pretty sure people don't.
I think I'm dehydrated right now. I don't know because I'm always calm mouth because of the fucking weed, so I don't know if I'm thirsty or not for real. Sometimes I'm like I'm so thirsty, and then I end up getting like waterlogged and shit, and I can feel the water in my stomach. Like fuck, I wasn't thirsty, just high as fuck. Calm mouth.
Yeah.
Cotton mouth.
Be careful with calm mouth people. Hey, what do you guys think about this weed being bad for your heart thing? Is that great? Do you think?
I know old heads that have been smoking weed their whole life.
Think of Cheech
They
and
don't have
Chong.
no heart
Their
problems.
hearts are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be
Willie
propaganda.
Nelson. You know what I mean? Snoop
My
Dogg.
dad.
Aunt Sylvia, she
Your
been
dad?
smoking weed her whole life.
Yeah, so is my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, they don't have no heart problems. They have, the weed hasn't caused them to have any kind of health issues, as far as I know.
Yeah. It's all the chubbies. That's what's causing my
Yeah, it's
my
all the
mom's
other
problem.
shit that they do.
It's all the beans and shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. Frijoles y all kinds of shit.
Tortillitas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but don't be afraid to venture out, guys. You know, if you want something, make it fucking happen. It's not gonna fucking that's the end of it. Is like if you're tired of being fat, then stop doing that shit. Stop making fat people decisions and hating what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fucking, stop making dumb people decisions. Stop making broke people decisions. If you've been thinking the same way your whole life, and you're broke, fat, and stupid, and you don't like being that shit, then think differently. Think in a different manner. Try something new. Oh, I'm sitting on my couch all my fucking life. Let me try to walk today and see how you feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try
All
new
I drink is soda. Let me drink some water today. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Let me drink a Prime Energy.
There's your first step. If you're fat, broke, and stupid,
Drink some water.
and you ain't drinking no damn water, just drink a cup of water today.
If you're fat, broke, and stupid, you better
want
be
the-
using condoms.
You
'Cause
want
we
the
don't want any
smallest.
fucking kids on
Yeah.
this planet.
You want the smallest step you can take. Drink a goddamn little bit of water. See how that helps. Okay.
You better practice safe sex. That's all I'm fucking saying. You fat, stupid, broke
I don't
bitch.
need this world being overran by a bunch of dumb motherfuckers everywhere.
What they should do is if someone ends up pregnant, they should credit check that motherfucker right then and there, run a background check, criminal check, and see what the fuck is happening. See what to expect. You know what I mean?
Huh. Is this going to be a contribution to society, or is this going to be another goddamn thing we have to correct?
Or a liability.
Another problem that's going to
a
arise
liability.
in the mists. It's a liability.
A liability to our social.
Pull up the short bus. We got another one. You know what I mean? Get out the paperwork. You know what I mean? We got some shit to sign. You guys got some shit to sign.
Yeah. You can't have this, baby. You got a warrant.
You know what's crazy? Like fucking, there's like a correlation between like broke like uneducated people and like a gang of kids and shit. Like usually they have like they're more likely to have children as people who are unsuccessful and broke. Those are the people that have kids usually.
That's what idiocracy is all about, man.
Yeah, because they don't learn safe sex.
Yeah.
Like having this kid, I realized how fucking wild that shit is. Well, I've always known, that's why I haven't had a kid up until this time. But like now going through, I was like, holy fuck, how are people like broke fucking doing this shit? Like young and broke with a fucking child. That shit is ridiculous.
And doing it like every 9 months to a year.
Yeah, they got like 4 kids and they're like broker than fuck. You know, what I mean?
Living in a 1-bed apartment and shit.
Like, how the fuck do you have a
what
house?
doing?
Yeah. How the fuck do you eat anything? Like that's what like the way like I don't know. Be grateful for that too, because like your life, it's a lot better than what it could be. There's people out there struggling like a motherfucker, whether it's because of their choices or not. That could be you. Be grateful that you're smart enough or lucky enough or a mixture of the both that your life is okay. You know what I mean? If it is okay. If not, I'm sorry, and I hope it turns around for you. But other than that, fucking be grateful too. Always be grateful. Be humble. Be hardworking. What else, guys? What else? Be
motivated.
Be
aware.
Be loving.
Be aware. Be loving.
Be thoughtful.
Be smart.
kind.
You know what I mean? Be smart. Be careful as well.
Any last little tip you could give anybody if you could? Either of you would.
That's all leave a tip.
Right? Let's say the average listener, right? They're listening to this. What's the one piece of advice you would give them before we sign off?
Don't give up, no matter what. If you give up, you're never going to succeed. But once you do succeed, you're going to be so glad that you never gave up.
My thing is, do it every day. Whatever it is that you're doing and whatever you want, just make sure you're doing it every day.
Nice. Yeah. I'd say we love you. And if you're not going to do it for anybody else, do it for yourself. Because at the very end of the day, you should love you. And you should want the best for you, even if nobody else does. So do what's best.
You're worthy of it. You're worthy of that love. Of yourself.
Worthy of your self-love. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have a question, Dave? Maybe I think this would be a pretty easy one, I think, for you.
Yeah. What motivates you guys? What's something that you have in your life that motivates you, that keeps you going every day?
Yeah, send it to us, man. We need to hear some good stuff too, man.
What motivates
we want to hear you guys' stories, hear about yourselves.
You have kids that that you love to death, and you're trying to put food on their table. If you're,
if you're the owner of a construction company and you have to put in the work to get everything done.
So even if it's just because you're doing everything for pussy, you know what I mean? I want to hear that too. I see motherfuckers driving around on Corvettes just because they love pussy. You know what I mean?
I got my 401 good because that pussy. Oh shit, dog, get it.
Yeah. The 401k loves the pussy loves 401k. You know what I mean? Loves
401k and the topless Corvette.
And loves crypto investments and NFT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What motivates you, motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Hit me with that shit.
Guys.
Love you.
Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Love yourself. Love the world around you. And don't be scared to be great, bitch.